So I wanted to tell you something that I was talking to myself about earlier, and I thought, instead of talking to myself, why don't I just talk to the video on my iPad instead of talking in my car like I usually do. Uh, so this is something that I thought maybe I should talk about because it's something that's very prevalent for me, and it is something that's different. It's quite different. I don't know if many people feel this way, and so this video is a little bit about how I'm very socially awkward sometimes, and maybe you can relate. But I realized that I'm not making this video for to help somebody, or I'm always thinking that I want to help people, and them to know that they're not alone, and and things like that. But this one really is just for me to um, just express my thoughts and feelings and get them out, and to not feel so weird about it, because we hold things in, and then we kind of like we don't like it and stuff. And I thought maybe if I talk about it, and I can, it's out in the open, and it's not something to be ashamed of, and it's not something to hide, and it's something that it just is how that I am. And this maybe a change down the line, and this is just how I am right now. And I got it kind of full blast in my face tonight. It's kind of um, like face to face with me. It's like I was put in a room with all mirror to really see who I am. And I found out because I was in a big group, and it's people that are very funny, and they're very comfortable being themselves, and what the way that I look at it, the way that I would describe it is that they're very comfortable shining their light. And I realized about myself that I am sometimes uncomfortable around people that are very comfortable with their light. I feel kind of uncomfortable. I mean, I kind of stood there, and I laughed a lot, and they're very funny, and they're nice people that are shining their light, and it's awesome. I'm so glad for them. Uh, but I didn't feel I didn't feel like myself. I felt like I was holding back, and I just didn't feel comfortable to shine my light, and theirs very bright. And that's something I noticed was the uncomfortable. But there is that quote that I remember. It's a very impactful one, and this girl said, and there's two. One of them is that the girl said, let your envy be your guidance. And so envy doesn't have to be a bad thing, and not only its connotation is bad, but just look at when you are like, oh, I wish I was them or like them. And in that case I was like, I wish I was very like out there, and not afraid, and just able to just be exactly who I am, and not ashamed, and just express and be funny and everything. It doesn't matter who's around and nothing. Of course I didn't have anything to drink. I don't know about them for sure, but that's beside the point. It's more that people are able to be comfortable in different cases and different places with a lot of people around, whereas for me it takes a small group of people that I'm very comfortable with, and I could be crazy and all that stuff. So let envy be your guide. So of what you want, of what you want to be, what you want to do. And so if I am wishing that I was more expressive and someone that's funny and able to do that, obviously that's something that is making me uncomfortable. And that's number two, is that maybe your calling and stuff is something that makes you uncomfortable. What does make you uncomfortable? Something that really just shakes your system, and you think of it and you're like, oh my gosh. And so do you want to wake up every day thinking like, oh, I am not doing what I meant to be doing? Or do you want to wake up like, oh my gosh, today is so gonna be like very like exciting because it's like it's a little bit scary, but you know, it's more of a nervous, like you're about to go on stage, you're nervous, you have these nerves, but you embrace the nerves, and so you wake up excited, like, oh my gosh, you know, today's gonna be like this kind of fresh and new, and I'm eager, you know, instead of like, oh man, today is another day where I'm gonna waste it because I'm not living the way that I can be with my potential. So it's just envy be your guide, and to what makes you uncomfortable, let that be your guide as well of what you're meant to do. And so that is a big one for me. You know, some people, it come easy for them. They grew up and always, you know, were taught to be expressive and taught to, it's okay to be who you are and your love for who you are, and just be funny, and it's okay, you know. And I wasn't raised in that kind of environment and culture, and so for me it's a lot harder to really accept who you are, all of you, and I always second guess, and I always have some shame, and you know, I do take improv classes to help me really is embrace, is a big word, embrace and accept yourself, you know, to be who you are, and not like second guess yourself, and just, you know, we all make mistakes, but you don't want to, you know, hold back what you have to say, you want to shine your light. And you know, that was just big because I realized that, you know, I by myself I am very, you know, funny. I consider myself funny. I'm goofy and, you know, whatever, and say whatever, and you know, I have all these things, and I have a good time. That's why I hang out by myself a lot. And you know, the whole socially awkward thing is like, you know, it's like, well, I don't know how to be who I am like in front of other people. Like I'm such a, you know, however I am, and I can talk to myself in the car and sing, and like in my room, like, so I hang out alone a lot, and I don't always know how to be in big group situation, and that's just how I am. You know, I consider myself homebody. Like I don't always know how to interact with other people, but then I definitely do get myself in situation where I do have to be in front of people and speak. I've done that many times, and it's very uncomfortable, and I like what am I doing? I feel like I'm being fake because I pretend that I can be up there and talk and, you know, be myself, but really I'm like, what do I say? And I feel really rehearsed and not authentic. That is important to me, is to be authentic. And that is the next step, is to bring who you are when you're by yourself. You figure that person out. You figure you love yourself, and and you figure it out, and you want to bring that person out to other people. And that is a big step. That is the next step, and I've been working on that for a while. That's why I take the improv classes, and I go to these you know, these conferences, and I do like open mic, and I try to, like, you know, talk and speak up. It was always very hard for me. You know, in class, I just never wanted to be the focus of attention. Like, never wanted to be, everybody look at me. Like, when I do the groups I go to, like spiritual group, we do like go around the circle and introduce, and I'm just dreading coming to me. I don't want it to come to me. I don't want them to look at me, and like, I just want to be able to, like, be who I am, and like kind of be out, not in the crowd, and not everyone looking at me. But sometimes I feel that you know, if nobody dancing, I do go in the middle and I start dancing. I'm like, well, why are we not having fun? You know, sometimes you have to. But you know, yes, definitely there's you know, a lot of insecurity that is there, and that people don't notice. They don't know that about me. Is that I do get that way, you know, and I think like, why am I so different? Why am I not shining my light? Why don't I just, you know, speak up? Oh, I say this, why did I say that? Oh, I should have said this one instead. Like, you know, I do these things when but no, obviously not when I'm by myself, or not when I'm people I'm comfortable with. But you know, I feel like I have to filter and censor myself, and yeah, that is something, you know. People think I like life of the party, and you know, like always funny girl and free spirit girl, you know. But they don't understand that, you know, there's that part of me. When I feel very comfortable, of course, you know, I feel like I can be who I am. If people are, you know, but then there's the times where I don't feel that way, and that part of me does, you know, what is it called? They resort to the, you know, self-righteous. I'm super like, oh, I'm so good, like I do this, I'm so good, you know. And there's usually resort to that, to your confidence, but there's really like your insecurity trying to um, yeah, you know the word. I sorry, I don't know the word for it, but compensate. I did know the word. You know how it is. Don't doubt yourself. Okay, no doubt. So yeah, you know your insecurity try to compensate, and you know you act overconfident or cocky is what they say. So that is that. You know, it's little tidbit about me, and you know that is just the step, is to try to bring that person that you are here when you're alone. Just start to love yourself more and be goofy, don't be afraid, and then start to bring that person out. If you watch this whole thing, I know it's 11 minutes, exactly 11 right now, 11:00. You know, we might as well wait until 11:11. We will all make a wish together. I know if you watch this long, God bless you. So 11, here we go. It was 11:11 seconds, and I do recognize that for you it wasn't 11:11, but it was for me, and so it matters for you too, because it was for me. And so in that second in the video that it was 11:11, it was for you watching it. So God bless you. And you know, I don't know, maybe you got something from this. Maybe you just are like, you know, this person has insecurity too, and you know, she doesn't act like it if we knew her. So just know that whatever you know, just whatever you got from this, I don't know. Thanks for watching if you did. Yay. Okay, bye bye. Good night.